Hello, my name is Will, and I am an international student studying environmental science at the University of Hull. So, why did I choose Hull? Well, as an international student, it was very difficult for me to pick a university, as there was such a large variety to choose from within the UK. It was also important to consider factors such as my visa and tuition fees when choosing. One of my reasons for choosing the University of Hull is because of how welcoming they made me feel during an open day. Everyone I encountered that day was so nice and helpful. The lecturers, of course, even organized activities so that we could get a little taste of what was to come. If I remember clearly, they had us group up with a map in front of us, and each group had a certain area, and we had to point out areas which were vulnerable to flooding with like the use of Lego blocks and just putting it in the area that we think was susceptible to flooding. And we would have to say what we would implement there to like stop that area or prevent that area from future flooding. So, for example, the implementation of drains or redirection of the floodwaters to different parts of the country or something like that. It was a very nice interaction to have with the other students there as well as the lecturers. Another reason for choosing the University of Hull is because of how understanding and helpful their international team and their lecturers were from the process of me getting my visa and coming to the UK. They always tried their best to answer any questions I had or help me with any of the problems that I had during the process of getting my visa and applying to the uni. So, because I'm from the Caribbean, it took longer for me to get my visa as I was required to travel to a different island to attend an interview at an embassy for my visa. So shipping times took longer because I had to send, when I was back at my own island, I had to send my passport back to the embassy, and that took a week. And then I had to wait for them to take a look at it and do their process and send it back, which took another 3 weeks for some reason, even though I paid for the express delivery for it. They took longer in delivering it back. So because of that, I was way late into the course. And because of this delay, I was unsure if I would still be able to join university at that year, because at that time I had missed the latest possible admission date. But luckily, their international team and lecturers were very understanding and kind enough to extend that date so that I can still join later on. So I think when I came to the university, it was the 20th of October that I got to join, and the latest admission date had been the 3rd of October. So I was very lucky. And when I arrived at university, my lecturers and my classmates were very nice and welcoming to me, even though I was so late into the course. My lecturers kept in touch with me by email and by meetings to ensure that I wouldn't fall behind and to make sure that I had caught up with all of the work they had set for me to do that I've already missed. So one of my lecturers, Jane, she called me into her office and she gave me a list and she wrote down everything that I needed to do and the new deadlines for them. And she made sure that I finished them on time. And every time I would finish them, I would emailing her, telling her I finished this, and she would give me feedback on it, and it was very nice and helpful. So, what modules did I choose? Well, during my course, there have been a range of modules to choose from. In first term, there was a lot of computer lab work along with fieldwork. Lab work involved the use of software applications such as SPSS, and fieldwork involved trips to Scarborough and Filey Bay. The Scarborough trip lasted about 2 days, and we stayed at the university campus halls in Scarborough, and during those 2 days we had a wide range of activities to do. So we had a timetabled list of everything that we were going to do during those 2 days and time slots for each activity. And those activities range from the identification of various coastal defenses on Scarborough Bay to the collection of water samples in Forge Valley. And there was also an activity where, as we were walking up to Scarborough Castle, we stopped at a location where we could see the entirety of Scarborough Bay, and we sketched out Scarborough Bay, and we placed that sketch into our notebook where we would use that further inside of an assignment later on in the course. The Filey trip, on the other hand, was only a day trip, but we still got a wide range of activities done. We got to examine a rock feature below a cliff to determine what material each layer was, along with how old each material was. After that, we got experience in using quadrants where we would place a quadrant down in certain areas on the beach, and we would take a picture of those quadrants, which would be used later in species identification for an assignment. And during that trip also, we did an activity where we look for fossils below the cliff. So we would check each rock and look for fossils, and it was really fun. I feel like these field trips have given us more experience, as well as allowed us to become more sociable with people in our course, as well as our lecturers, which I quite enjoyed. Currently, I'm in my second year of university, and the modules I've particularly chosen are GIS, Sustainable Futures, and Geohazards. GIS was personally my favorite module choice because of how much I love using and working with computers, so learning how to use GIS software was very enjoyable for me. This software allowed me to create a wide range of maps, such as habitat surveys and air quality maps, by creating various shapefiles and raster files which help better visualize layers and points on the map I was creating. So GIS was really one of my favorite modules so far. And in third year, I've selected Advanced GIS to further continue my studying in that field, and I'm really looking forward to that as well. So what do I enjoy about my course? Well, during my time in this course, I have particularly enjoyed how supportive the lecturers are. So if you have any questions about the course, any questions about assignment, or even if you need someone to talk to about your circumstances, they're always there to help you. They also respond very quickly as well, so you don't have to wait days for a response. I think the fastest response time I've gotten was like 20 minutes, which is very surprising. And it was also very nice to know that the lecturers cared and kept an eye out on your emails, just in case a student required like urgent help with an assignment or anything that they're having problems with. So what is university life like? Well, university life has been really good for me personally. Apart from moving so far away from home, university has really allowed me to build and develop myself as a person, as well as develop my independence at the same time. Since COVID's been a thing now, in first year I was able to go out, meet new people, have more experiences, new experiences, and it was really amazing. But since COVID's come along, I've really been trying to make the most out of what I have. So being able to go downstairs and have social time with my flatmates or go online and play games with my friends has been really nice as well. Just having that social time and spending time with different people has been really good, and I've still been really enjoying it so far. So as far as what university has to offer in terms of events and societies, there are quite a lot to choose from. During some time in the year, the university holds a society fair where you can basically walk around, and each society has their own booth, and you can talk to the members of each society and get to know what they do and what activities they do as well. And personally, I'm part of the gaming society, and I've looked at the anime society as well, the Japanese society. Each of these societies has their own Facebook page in which you can get contact with them. They also have their own messaging groups where you can socialize with their members and get to know them as well. Currently, because of our circumstances, all of the meetings are happening online, but it's still fun to join and socialize with people and have a laugh. Also, before I forget, the university also has its own spa as well as a gym, where you can sign up for a monthly membership. I think it's only £20 a month, and it's also not that far away from the campus accommodation as well as the spa. The closest accommodation to both spa and the gym would be the Courtyard and Taylor Court, with Westfield being the furthest away. So, what kind of accommodation does the University of Hull have to offer? Well, when it comes to accommodation, the university has both on-campus as well as off-campus accommodation choices. I have stayed in two on-campus accommodation, which are Taylor Court and the Courtyard. I stayed in Taylor Court for my first year of university, and I've stayed in the Courtyard for summer stay. I'm currently in Ash Court accommodation for my second year of university, and I have also signed for my last year. My experience in on-campus accommodation are very good, but this obviously depends on who you are living with. For me, I was very fortunate enough to be grouped with very nice and respectful people. Even though I joined so late into the course, they were very welcoming to me, and they made sure that I had enough covered space to put my groceries in, and it was just a very nice first experience for me in the University of Hull accommodation. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me by my Instagram or the University of Hull directly by their email, and I hope you guys have a good time at university. Thank you for watching. Bye.